boy Benny. You ever been to a party and you just kind of want to leave because it sucks and it's too hot or it's too cold and everybody there is a little weird and creepy and people start sniffing you and you're like, I gotta get out of here. Okay, I don't really care who sees me leave. That is what's happening right now to the modern Democrat Party. It is such a repugnant cesspool of freaks, weirdos, losers, and lunatics that even some of the largest cities in America, the fastest growing cities in America, are having their mayors switch parties, which is what happened this morning in Dallas. The mayor of Dallas, Eric Johnson, has announced that he is switching parties from Democrat to Republican. American cities need Republicans, and I'm becoming one. Now, why do America's cities need Republicans, as he writes here in the Wall Street Journal? Well, because many of our cities are in disarray. Mayors and other elected officials have fallen and failed to make public safety a priority or exercise fiscal restraint. Most of these local leaders are proud Democrats who view cities as laboratories for liberalism rather than havens of opportunity for free enterprise. He writes this in the Wall Street Journal, saying that he is going to make Dallas safer and stronger and more vibrant than ever. Dallas is the fastest growing city in America. So this is a monstrous piece of news. Monstrous piece of news. So the Dallas mayor, who is black and who was just reelected as a Democrat, is now leaving for the Republican parties. C.J. Pearson says black men are paving the way for the GOP to return to the White House in 2024. This is his article here in the Wall Street Journal. Dallas has thrived. Elsewhere, Democrat policies has exacerbated crime and homelessness. Why would you want to be part of a suicide cult? Why would you want to be part of a party that will create for you the conditions to make your city Baltimore, which looks far worse than most of the war zones in Ukraine? I've been mayor of Dallas for more than 4 years. During my time, my priorities have been to make the city safer, stronger, and more vibrant. That means saying no to those who wanted to defund the police. That meant fighting for lower taxes, friendlier business climate, and it meant investing in family-friendly infrastructure such as better parks and trails. America's 10 most populous cities, Dallas has brought violence and crime down in every major category, including murder year over year in the past 2 years. In a recent Gallup poll asking Americans to rate the safest major cities, Dallas came out on top. We've also reduced our property taxes every single year since I took office, signaling to investors that Dallas intends to remain the nation's top most pro-business city. Wow. Pretty impressive, actually. These wins are for the people of Dallas, and after securing 98% of the vote in my re-election campaign this year, what? 98%? He got 98% of the vote? I have no intention of changing my approach to the job. Today I'm changing my party affiliation. Next spring I'll be voting in the Republican primary. When my career is done in 2027, on inauguration of my successor as mayor, I will leave office as a Republican. I realize this will come as a surprise to many. During decades I spent serving in my hometown of Texas, House of Representatives, I was a Democrat in the Republican-controlled legislature. I pride myself in finding common-sense solutions and work closely with my conservative colleagues to include policing, public education, water infrastructure. I was never a favorite of the Democrat caucuses, and the feeling was mutual. By the time I was elected mayor, a nonpartisan office in 2019, I was relieved to be free of the hyperpartisanship. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that the office was nonpartisan mayor. So this is pretty amazing. He's getting a very, very warm welcome by the Republican Party of Texas. Here's Greg Abbott, who's the governor of Texas, saying Texas is getting more red every single day. Dallas mayor just switches to the Republican Party. He's pro-law enforcement, won't tolerate leftist agenda. 2 of the top 10 cities in America now have Republican mayors, and they're both in Texas. Good job, man. Libs are, of course, losing their minds and freaking out. He betrayed his voters after being reelected, and now he is switching parties. No, dude, it's your party that switched. Your party that is creating extremist third world conditions, and Texas is feeling the brunt of it. Democrat positions on crime and homelessness have been terrible for cities, he says. He cites this. Have you traveled to any big cities? Have you been to Chicago? Have you been to New York? Have you been to Philadelphia? We've been to all of those cities, actually, in the past couple months. They are hellscapes, rotted hellscapes. Most Texas story you will read today, days after Ken Paxton was acquitted, the recently re-elected Democrat mayor. Re-elected with 98% of the vote? That is unbelievable. Switch to the Republican Party. America's cities need more Republicans, and I'm becoming one. Welcome, brother. Are you allowed to say that, DC Drano? I dig it. I approved. Breaking report, Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson flips to Republican Party. He's a longtime Democrat, and he's switching because of the crime inside of the city because of the policies of the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party are the ones who changed policies, not him. We're thrilled to have this guy is in charge of the GOP in Texas. Thrilled to have Eric Johnson join the Republican Party. His tenure as mayor set the example of fighting lower property taxes, resisted efforts to defund the police, and make Dallas safer. We look forward to working with him and make Dallas better. Nice. This, of course, joins a trend of Republicans making the switch. Fort Worth Mayor Maddie Parker is one of 2 Republican mayors to lead a major Texas city. So there was also a switch there in Fort Worth. Jeff Van Drew left the Democratic Party for the GOP in New Jersey and was a great questioner of Merrick Garland over the past week. Louisiana State Rep ditches Dems for GOP, says he'll stand for working people. This sent Democrats into disarray in Louisiana. And this is happening all over the country, as Fox News reports, in states all across the nation.
Dealing another blow to the Democrats as a 3rd representative of the state leaves the Democrat Party for the GOP. Louisiana Democrat, as of a couple minutes ago, Jeremy Lacombe recently announced he's now registering as a Republican, making him the 2nd Louisiana lawmaker to switch parties in less than a month. Last month, Louisiana House Republicans earned a supermajority after State Representative Francis Thompson left the Dems. Same thing happened in North Carolina when State Representative Tricia Copham switched over to the Republican Party as well. Ash.
And this Tricia Copham move, this is her on the screen right now, this provided the Republicans a veto-proof majority inside of their house in North Carolina. And so this majority then was able to shove down on their Democrat governor, inexplicable that they have a Democrat governor in North Carolina, the rule of law. And now today, moments ago, he signed school choice into law in North Carolina. That's awesome. Tulsi Gabbard was a Democrat member of Congress. She's switched parties. Tulsi's awesome. I'm a big fan of her. Don't agree with her on everything, whatever. Like, it's amazing how you can just, like, find common ground with people. I had a really great dinner with Tulsi last summer, and it is remarkable how evil the Clintons are. Like, that's what we talked about, because they hate Tulsi Gabbard. Well, she ran for president as a Democrat. She's switched parties. She's an independent. Jim Justice is the very colorful, incredible governor of West Virginia, and I believe that he has announced that he's going to be running for a Senate seat, and he switched parties to Republican at a Donald Trump rally, which is extremely epic. The mayor of Dallas was attacked by the left for having Ted Cruz and Senator Cornyn at his inauguration as a Democrat, and he explained that presently, and this is the best clip we could find of him, because this news, of course, is breaking at this very moment. You should have a listen. It's very, very interesting listening to Eric Johnson explain why he's so warm to working across the aisle and now being a Republican. Tell you what, this is absolutely a move to have this man run for Senate as a Republican. I guarantee it. This is what's going to happen. John Cornyn's going to retire. They're going to have him run for Senate. Save this video. I'm going to look back on this in like 3 years. I'm going to prove I was right here. This is the move. Listen to the man speak. It's pretty impressive.
We've become very close over those 4 years, working on a bunch of things that were not to either of our political benefit. Like, I can guarantee he doesn't have a single political strategist telling him, it's a really good idea in this environment. The way you're going to become majority leaders by cozying up to the black Democrat mayor of Dallas, that's going to help you a ton with this constituency that you have. And by the way, I know Ken Paxton wants to run against you, a bunch of other people want to run against you, but what's really going to get them excited is you cozying up to the Democrat. Like, that's not a thing that he was thinking about. I can pretty much guess without having talked to him. Lord knows that wasn't what Ted Cruz was thinking about, but he was a guest, because the idea of having both U.S. senators there, in addition to being really quite historic and probably unprecedented in Texas municipal history, to have both sitting U.S. senators at the swearing in of a city council. Yeah. Ted Cruz and John Cornyn both asked me to serve on a very important bipartisan committee that is responsible for selecting, or helping the president select, rather, and nominating qualified candidates to serve on every federal bench, district and appellate, and every U.S. attorney vacancy in the entire state of Texas. They came together and said, we want Eric Johnson to serve on that committee.